Amora drags Melanie but follows her on the Instagrammy. She defends all of the OG men against the OG villa women and speaks on Carl was pulling her for chats. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Love Island USA Season 8. It's press time for these dumped islanders, you guys. And in this video, we got a couple clips that we need to react to because Amora went on the Vile Files, you guys. She went on the Vile Files, and some things that she said that I'm not going to be including in the clips is that basically TT was her bestie. That was her girl. They held each other down. All of this and all of that, you guys. First clip I wanted to get into. Oh, and I want to say this, right? Whether I agree or disagree with some of Amora's takes, you know what I'm saying? Do not send hate to anybody. Do not send hate to anybody. Do not send any threats to anybody. These are 20-something people, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have their own experience and all of this and all of that. But I'm allowed to agree or disagree with it. It doesn't mean that, you know, it's deliberate or if it's, you know, I just have my own opinion of what I perceived it to be. We don't have to agree.
It honestly hurt me during movie night to see how they were like trying to shut him up a little bit, like saying he shouldn't even be talking, and like he's 22. Like, he is very intelligent, and he's also very intentional with the things he say and like when he speaks. And because I've also become friends with Casey and Corbin, like that hurt me as a friend to see them just get attacked like that, especially when Casey was trying to speak. You're just trying to speak, and they like said, "Why are you standing?" But I know why he stood up, because he felt like he wasn't being heard.
Yeah.
And they just went in on him. And I feel like there was a lot of reactions, but not responsive.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If somebody stands, you guys, at least where I'm from, that's trying to let you know that you're about it. You're about to impose your will about something. So if somebody's standing, you know what I'm saying? Now, ultimately, I can agree. The arguing went too far. The cutting off went too far. I didn't like Aniya standing in Casey's face. I didn't feel that was necessary, right? Ultimately, her and Casey have apologized to each other. I feel Aniya really... I feel Aniya, once she saw the clips that she saw movie night with Casey, she was pretty checked out. She didn't care to hear Casey's side anymore. She wanted smoke with the other men because she felt as though she's lived with the other men for 3 weeks and they did not tell her any of this. Whether it was Corbin, whether it was Zack Attack, whether it was Bryce, you know what I'm saying? They spent all that time with Casey, and Casey is talking like this, and not one of them, you know, gave her the heads up. Zack Attack and Bryce, they tried to instigate stuff during the challenges, but they never kept it a buck with Aniya for real, for real. So I feel like that was more of her issue. I understand Casey was trying to explain himself, but where I'm from, standing up, you know what I'm saying? It is a whole different connotation. It is a whole different kind of connotation and everything else. Now, would I have done that? No. Would I have done that? No. But it felt like the other OG Villa girls, and particularly Trinity and Kata and Melanie, I think part of it is they were upset. They feel like their friend got used. Based off of the clips that were presented to them movie night, they feel like their friend Aniya got used and played for 3 weeks based off the comments that they saw from Casey on the clips that played movie night. That he was using her as the safe option, which is initially what Zack Attack said in the challenge, and then walked it back a little bit when Aniya confronted him. But for all intents and purposes, that's what it looked like. It appeared that Casey played in Aniya's face. So maybe the approach was not correct of just cutting people off and yelling, but they were defending their girl. They were defending their girl because basically, you know what I'm saying? What if Casey didn't come back with TT? and continued on with Aniya like nothing happened. And then this plays. Then ultimately, Aniya is stuck in the same situation as Melanie is in, which is either quit the show or stay with KC, who secretly is saying all this stuff about her behind her back. Next clip.
Melanie, how would you feel like at this point in the show? Obviously she's back with Sincere. How would you feel about Sincere, like given how he's moved in the villa?
I personally would not be in the situation that Melanie is in. Honestly, you know, fool me once, fool me twice. Like, and a lot of people are saying, like, I knew everything, this whole situation, I still chose Sincere. I would literally never willingly put myself in this situation. So all of our conversations were to help him see his why and, help shift that going forward in a new connect. So I wouldn't try to set myself up to be in her position, honestly. I do think that she needs to stand up. She needs to stand up. I think Sincere has to feel that distance. He never let it. Honestly, he just always felt like anything he did, like he would still be there, at the end of the day. And I think he needs to really feel how his
that's not going to be enough for me, Amora. That's not going to be enough for me. You have more smoke for Melanie not leaving him alone, but you won't even say her name, but you apparently follow her on the Instagrammies. So obviously when she comes out, she's going to see this. And this is what I don't understand with these dump islanders is that you do realize that at some point, all of these islanders y'all are talking about are also going to have an opportunity to come out of this villa, and their family and friends are going to tell them everything that you're saying. And I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we all agree that Melanie needs to move on from Sincere, but I feel as though y'all spending all that time with the men at Casa, y'all low-key are giving them all a pass. The objective was for y'all to make it to the villa. The objective was for y'all to study for 3 weeks the show and choose specifically the different men to try to be something that their OG couples were not. And ultimately, Sincere played in your face and said that if they had more time, y'all had more time, he would have chose you. You know what I mean? And he's the one calling you big dog when it's all said and done. To me, that really felt like a whole bunch of nothing, in her response. And then the final clip that I want to get to is apparently, allegedly, Carl was pulling Amora for chats, and we didn't see it. So let's take a watch and listen.
I know Carl's a nice guy. He's a super nice guy. We actually did have conversations in the villa. I know that he likes Aniya. I don't think that he let her sweat though either. Like coming in the feeling like that, the voice like that, that's like an option. I think he knew that ultimately he's going to have to just like go into it.
So I have a few takeaways from this clip. Basically, Carl was pulling Amora for chats. We know that he said Amora was pretty on Aftersun. And you're telling me that there was no smoke from Aniya? There was no issues with Aniya because production would have sure showed it. They would have absolutely showed it. So it sounds like to me, even in Carl's chats with Amora, he made it clear to her that his number one was Aniya. Here's the thing. Amora talking about that Carl didn't make Aniya sweat and all of this, and kind of giving the same commentary that Dylan was talking on, that, Aniya had to be the one to make you breakfast and she had to work twice as hard. Or KC's commentary that, oh, she's got a lot of making up to do and all this and all of that. Listen, the show's almost over, you guys. The show is almost over. You know what I'm saying? What episode was it that Carl got dumped, that Carl was up one out and through this villa? You know what I'm saying? He had work to do. He had absolute work to do. He came back episode 24. You know what I'm saying? He came back episode 24, really the end of episode 23, but he came back episode 24, that there's only going to be, 34, 35 episodes left of the show. So maybe like a week and some change that Carl is back on the show. How much time was he going to give Aniya, or try to give Aniya a hard time for not picking him? Like, I feel like people need to be real. This is a reality show that is only filmed 6 weeks. There was not going to be this time for Carl to be making Aniya work for it or giving her the cold shoulder. You just said yourself that he's a really nice guy. Aniya said in their first conversation back after the Megan Thee Stallion challenge, she said that she, is free to give him the space, but once she apologized and Carl held out his arms to give her a hug, he already folded. He kept talking about these imaginary walls with Aniya. They were non-existent. And then I peeped Aniya. Aniya whipped out all her sexy outfits. Aniya said, "Grandma, no more." She's like, "Let me put out these sexy outfits. Let me whip out this jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? Let me show them what I'm working with." And it worked. That man folded like a lawn chair. You know what I'm saying? Say less is their residence. You know what I mean? He couldn't handle it. You know what I'm saying? He could not handle it. He could not keep those walls up for long. And now that they're in a couple, finally, it's over. It is over. Because apparently there were some crumbs that people missed of the two of them in the bed. Carnaya fans, y'all already know. And let's just say Aniya's very happy right now. Aniya is happy where she is at right now with Carl. So Carl always was going to choose Aniya, even on After Sun when he first got dumped. And the guys tried to get him to bash Aniya. He defended her and said it still was his number one connection. It still was his strongest connection, all this and all of that. And even when he was on After Sun, he said that Amora was pretty and all this and all of that. He still said Aniya was his number one. He did say that there would be some walls up and there'd have to be some conversations to have if he were to make it back on the show. But that man is is smitten with Aniya. He is smitten with her. He can't keep his hands off of her. He can't stay away from her. You know what I mean? He's obsessed with her. So I don't know what walls he was talking about, that they were made, you know what I'm saying, paper thin. You know what I'm saying? Those walls were imaginary. Those walls were, you know what I'm saying, aluminum foil. Like what are we talking about? What are we talking about? So that was Amora's interview. It seems like these dumped Islanders all have an axe to grind with the OG Villa Girls. I don't get Mean Girl vibes from OG Villa Girls. I don't. I just think that they go hard for each other. They go hard for each other. They support each other's rights and wrongs. And I think they have peeped a lot of the misogyny, a lot of the red pill behavior that is taking place up in that villa. And they want to, stand up for their girls. I really just think that's what it is. And I think, production tried to show us some of the problematic behavior, some of the problematic statements that are being made behind these girls' back. But ultimately, all these girls still want to deal with them. And if we want to keep it a buck, the nicest person that's in there is really Carl. The nicest man that's in there, that's Carl, that's actually putting an effort and stuff and all the things. And is not being performative. Is not doing stuff because of America's vote. Him, explaining his beads and all of that and the Buddhist culture and everything else, that's something personal. That's something sentimental. Him speaking to her in Mandarin, them talking about different, vacation spots that they normally go to, that their family goes to. You know what I'm saying? That's real conversations. That's real talk. Why? You know what I'm saying? You're not having those conversations with somebody that you're not romantically interested in. You're not doing it. And the way Carl gets nervous anytime he asks Aniya about their relationship, just like he was nervous after the talk that Aniya had with KC and everything else, and it was their closure conversation, Carl was nervous that Aniya, you know what I'm saying, to confirm that it's over for good. Because he even said that to the Casa men after elimination. Corey was like, "Oh, KC's gonna go back to Aniya," and Carl was like, "No, I think that's over. I think that's over, right?" But he wanted that confirmation before they had the sexiest kiss of the season, right? And then same thing, where they're sharing the beads and everything else and say less. He's trying to confirm that Aniya is serious about him, that what she thinks of long distance, if they could try to make this work, if she had any plans of trying to see him and spend time with him once the show is over, or if this is just a little fling to get through to the end of the show, or whatever the case may be. They are having those conversations. Carl, that man is smitten. That man is obsessed with Aniya's behind in every way. You know what I mean? So thank you, I guess, for the Tate, Amora. But I see the play that these women who are dumped are just going to attack the OG women at the reunion. And I think it's not going to end well for them. Because I especially think that Melanie and Trinity are going to be on smoke. And potentially Kata. I think if these people think that they're going to use their extended 15 minutes of fame at the reunion to attack the OG girls, I think Melanie, Trinity, and Kata especially are going to have something for them that they're not going to want. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the wrong road. This is the wrong road, y'all. So nonetheless, we will, let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hype the video. Hype the video, please. There's that. That's it. That's all. So says final. Finito is the end of the road, the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post some content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.